Je voulais trouver les mots pour vous parler du bonheur d'avoir été adopté par cette famille généreuse,
Figlio di puttana!
lumineuse,
Mais t'es un enfoiré!
brillante.
Va te faire foutre!
Mais quel con! Alors sous prétexte que t'es un grand artiste, mais t'es un dictateur, t'es un égocentrique, t'es un emmerdeur! Voilà!
I wanted to call the film Mixed Feelings. Maybe it was a good title. Because it's true that what I was asking to all the actors in the film was really to have this emotion and a great sense of humor. So for Lou's part, it was a little more difficult because in fact she has really the only part in the whole film where she's always in trouble. So she's you know, she even when she's happy, even when she's in love, even when she makes love, it's bad news. So it's she's always in trouble, and you know, and she kept on saying to me during the shooting, you know, everybody's laughing and I'm crying all the time. so we, you know, there's a lot of emotion coming from this actress, naturally. So this is one of the things I think a director has to do, is to really first let go and see what comes from her right away, and then if you do not have to correct it, it should then, you know, flow. And too much talking can be actually a problem, I think. So right away when when I saw her test, the screening, the test for the part, I knew there was something there that was exactly what I wanted for that character. And except for a few little things, often I did not really have to correct big things. She walked into the part, you know, with a lot of grace, and I didn't want to shake her too much.
Il va nous faire chier. Je le sens.
Il y a une pièce climatisée?
Santa Maria Madre di Dio. Je me suis juste arrêtée à une brocante.
C'est elle la brocante.
Toi, les rabbins, va fanculo!
When I started working with Chris, this was for La Bûche, my first film, we were careful, both of us. We decided we were going to work for about 3 weeks and see what you know, if it was nice to, you know, it wasn't just a heavy thing to come to work with your mother every day for months, and if we liked doing it, and if we actually were good together. And so this was 14 years ago, so it actually worked between the two of us. It is true that it is very unusual to spend years and years sitting in a room with someone of your family talking about life in general. It's, you know, it probably has created an extra dimension to our relationship. The opposite of Stéphane, I mean, my family, we talk a lot. We've always talked a lot, and we've been, you know, when my father was an actor, and my mother too, and so it was all my childhood. I would, you know, see these people waiting for the phone call, and am I getting the part? Am I not getting the part? I mean, it was really something that actually certainly made it easy for me to choose never to become an actress. So this was really, and then he became a director. But I mean, you know, the family was always very much involved in movies and exchanging and all that. So, but it is actually a very interesting thing that I think probably and that. We don't talk about that together because there's something, of course, you know, that some things you don't touch with your son, but there's definitely something extra that's happened between us thanks to this work, because writing a screenplay is something very intimate. You really, you know, come up with ideas that obviously reveal a lot of your own experience, or, you know, why suddenly you think of something. But this, for me, this is a wonderful experience.
Quelqu'un est mort?
Oui, grand-père, c'est maman.
Maman?
Tu te souviens de maman? Irène.
Irène? Irène? Mais oui, on a tellement ri avec ça, elle est.
Non, belle fille, laquelle tu préfères? La conne ou la moche?
أخرتي وفي خبدي وبخ يمي ما بتبي وفاري وبشواتي.
Qu'est-ce qui lui prend?
Symbole, je sais pas.
Baruch Dayan Emet. Tu partages mon deuil. Baruch Dayan Emet. Baruch Dayan Emet. Tu partages mon deuil.
Pas vraiment? Je la connaissais pas, vous savez?
Well, this particular story of the dress that's cut, actually, it's a thing that I'm sort of ashamed of myself, because I went to my husband's father's funeral in Tel Aviv, and he's a man who doesn't wear shirts. He's always wearing T-shirts. So I rushed and bought him a beautiful shirt, very expensive. and then, and the next hour we took the plane, and people are buried very quickly in hot countries. So the next day was the funeral, and so at the airport he changed and he put this beautiful shirt, and then we rushed to the cemetery, and suddenly, of course, I saw the rabbi bring out this pair of scissors, and I was just about to say, I went to a great shop yesterday and I bought this, just please don't do this. Of course I didn't. And I felt very ashamed that I even wanted to do this. So, this is how this thing started. And I thought, Monica playing for the first time this kind of, completely far away from reality person, and still, I mean, people who speak Italian can actually feel that the way she speaks a few words in Italian, really she doesn't come from herself, from a very rich family. She's an old beauty queen, she used to be a beauty queen, and she says words that really come from the suburbs of some little town in Italy. And so when she is trying the dress on, she says, this is crazy for a funeral. I mean, I have to wear it again. So there's a little bit of, at this moment, of reality where she forgets all the money they have, and so this was really a way that I thought was again, as I'm always trying to do, to talk in fact about a very sad moment, but using this to turn it into something funny. My first film, La Bûche, started also with a funeral, and you had a cell phone ringing in the inside the coffin, which was apparently the mistress of the guy who was buried. So these are moments where I like to start the movie like this, because it gives right away the tone that I would like to keep all the time. So that's how the whole thing started. And then after that, of course, what I really wanted to talk about was the amazing intolerance that is in everybody's family everywhere, and how you accept some things from friends, but when it's close to you, the other people's choices, the choice of who they choose to marry, or how they choose to live, and how they choose to be religious or not. Why is this so hard for everybody else to accept? And I wanted to say that maybe you can accept. It would make life much easier for everyone. It is so hard to go through things that you cannot do anything about, but these things you can make an effort and think, well, okay, come in.
Ça me fait chier de pas aller à ton mariage.
T'es célibataire maintenant.
Non, je suis veuf, papa, je suis veuf.
Quoi, mais ça revient au même, non?
Bah priez, moi je vais dormir. Musique!
It happened in Monterey a long time ago.
I was dreaming of course, a new young actress. She is obviously very young, and in fact, at at one point in the work on this screenplay, I thought, you know, the girl was literally 15 years old, 15. And then, you know, it was, you know, then we decided that the whole story should really take place in maximum a year and a half. And so we concentrated it, and then we thought if she's 15, we're in trouble, because that's too much. But then, the thing that I loved when I saw Lou right away on the screen when I saw the test is that actually she could look 15, and then you know, all during the film, slowly she, you know, so in fact I guess she could be 18 or 19 and then 21 at the end. But it's true that she turns from someone who looks like a very little girl at the beginning when she's playing the cello, and then when she's in the train crying, and she does this crazy thing about suddenly cuddling this guy she doesn't know. But then at the end, this is, you know, we worked a lot on her looks and the fact that she was wearing for the first time high heels and a rather sexy dress, and, you know, and the hair and the makeup. She looks like a woman at the end, and she looks like a baby at the beginning. So this was how I imagined always the character. But of course, you know, I saw her, and I thought, well, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
I understand.
Nothing changed after that, except, you know, we...
Moi aussi, je travaille comme une dingue. J'ai lancé ma ligne perso, Méli Mélita. Il te plaît? Très joli. On se l'arrache. Je te le donne. Mais non. Mais si. File-moi le sac à linge, je vais mettre mes trucs. Elle est sèche, tu crois? Ça alors? Sam! 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 C'est dingue, qu'est-ce qu'il fout là? Attends, moi, je reviens.
I think there's something so generous about Melita that you really discover in the last part of the film, because you know, her marriage is anyway is a disappointment, and it's not working, and of course it's not working because something happened that made it completely obviously doomed, which is that meeting in the train, and especially of course that meeting in Saint-Tropez. And so I thought, you know, being generous for somebody to do something like this is so much more surprising than what you expect, which is that she will scream at her and say to her, "You're a bitch and I'll never see you again." It is so much suddenly, in a way, it can be violent in a way, the way she's so generous. And of course, I think everybody wonders, even myself, would I be strong enough to react like this, because it's unusual. And also, I don't know if anybody actually sees this, because it's not something that I wanted to spend a lot of time in the screenplay, but the relationship between Melita and her friend Louise, to me, is very ambiguous. And it's just little touches where you wonder, actually, this is not really, when she says her family does not, you know, the people who know you the best are the people who understand you the least. I think maybe her life is not, and her tastes and her options in life are going to be elsewhere.
Quand je vous entends papa et toi, je me dis que j'ai bien de la chance d'être unique.
Tu sais, un frère, c'est comme un miroir. Ça fait pas de mal de temps en temps d'y jeter un coup d'œil.
But it's been true for a very long time that you know, the problem of the language, the problem of subtitles. It's harder and harder to I mean, people who sell our films in foreign countries always tell us more and more how hard it is, because there's so much competition. There films now from all over the world, from Asia, and so of course, coming to America to show a film, and especially coming to Los Angeles, to Hollywood to show a film for us, is there something magic about it? But we don't know. I don't know if you have a distributor for your film already. I don't.
Not for this one.
And you know, it's a dream if it comes out in this country. But we're very, very conscious that it's a very small amount of movies that because it's so expensive for a distributor in America to bring out a film. You know, if you know you're going to have an ad with the size of a thumb in the newspapers or everywhere, you know, and you see these huge ads for the American films. This is what always happens when my film comes out in America, and you see this little thing in your title, you think, oh my God. So, once the film is finished, you start thinking about these things, and it's very painful.
Ma devise favorite. Oublie tout ce que tu donnes. Souviens-toi de tout ce que tu reçois.
Vous êtes infirmière?
Sophrologue. Moi, j'ai le droit.
Ne t'inquiète pas, je ne dirai rien à ta mère. Pas mal quand même, hein?